To decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature,
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, man, I got a letter from you with MMD 16. I didn't get the 17, but I got the 16. I sent it to Derek and Dennis.
Well, I mailed you a whole bunch of stuff yesterday.
Oh, okay.
The briefs I was telling you about. You got like 8 big packages coming.
Oh, okay.
11 pages in each package. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I talked to Broden. Stefan answered the phone. I talked to him.
Great.
He told me to call him back tomorrow morning. And he said he'd give a thumb drive to the people there at the White House.
Yeah. It had your dad's book on it.
Apparently, he downloaded your website on it or something.
Well, no, I gave it to him. I gave him the thumb drive. It had your dad's book on it, and it had all kinds of information about you.
That's good. Well, he gave that, he said.
Okay. I thought it was Paul, but if he gave it, that's good, too.
Yeah. No, I try really hard. I've been asking him and Guy and everybody else to make some calls, and they apparently, finally, Chan made the call to the Met Glass Company, MET space Rudy. I got Rudy on the phone. Anyway, Met Glass spelt with one S. Anyway, according to Chan, he talked to Met Glass, and they're willing to do all the machining work and cut it out using their lasers for about $300.
Wow. Okay, for the Galt motor.
Yeah, which is really a low price. And they're willing, that one drawing you have, the AA1, that was a real simple drawing, if that was faxed over to Met Glass for almost nothing, they would, according to Chan, they would put it in the
Well,
AutoCAD.
Dennis has the drawing, right? So he could send it to him if he wanted to.
Yeah, well, I can't get anybody on the street to do anything.
Yeah.
I report to you because, I mean, Guy's got a CNC machine, and him and Jeremiah just built a Tesla turbine, which I don't need or want or care about. But, you know, I'm not in a position to complain, really, am I?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised you maintained your freaking sanity being in there 15 years. Every time I think about what you've been through, I'm amazed that you can even have a conversation with me and be sane, you know.
Well, that's why, you know, I'm reading Trump's book, and all through his book, it talks about, he's bitching about the cost of energy. Talks about how he's changing the light bulbs in his hallways so he can lower his power bill. He complains that Con Edison, he calls him, has the highest rates in the country. On and on and on, you know. I know that if one of Trump's people, one of the managers at any of his properties heard about this Galt motor, they would want one. That would really get me out, and we could build this whole thing having Met Glass do all the work. Now,
yeah.
They charge twice as much, you know. That they're at least twice as much as regular steel. But there's a but to that, okay? Yeah. You need 5 times less of it because of the fact, when I'm reading Trump's book there, he talks about all the problems he has, you know, associated with construction, you know. And
this call is from a federal prison.
You need 5 times less of something that costs twice as much. It's still 3 times cheaper.
Yeah. I got you.
Because I was figuring, you know, about $700 for the steel and about $1,000 for labor to cut it all out, machining it. $2,000, the wires $1,000, you know, $3,000. I was trying to come in under the budget of $5,000 per unit, you know, because that would make the $250,000. But I think if Met Glass would cut out the parts for a big one for $1,500, including their labor and machining, you know, it's cheaper in the long run just to let them do it. I don't know, you know. I look back at the situation, and when I was making copper water, there was no competition. Somebody told me there's people on the street making copper water.
I don't know. There was.
Oh no.
Yeah. You know, there was somebody that was asking
But
about.
I do know,
I've had several people ask about your copper water, and they even found an article that said that Water Oz was shut down. I told them it's not shut down. You know, that there's guys still making it. But let me say this. I know you got pockets of people all over the place doing different things. The only thing I have to offer you, David, is if you tell me to go public and I say I need some Christians that I can vet, that are engineers, that are willing to work on David's copper water or work on David's Galt motor, I can go public with the whole freaking thing, and I'll get people to call me. They'll call you.
You could.
But I don't want to do that unless you tell me it's okay, you know?
You can do that right now, but what I was trying to explain to you is if you were just to, I sent you some names, you should have got them already, but if you were to call up one of the Trump properties and ask for the general manager, tell me of it, and just go on each property, call in each general manager, say you've got a proposal for an energy device that you think they would be interested in, and who do I talk to? Just call up, you know, each one of Trump's properties. He's got 2 casinos in Vegas, you know?
Yeah, but I don't have.
The point is,
yeah, go ahead.
all I'm asking is for somebody to get me in touch with somebody who's interested.
Yeah.
I can make the $3 call.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's called bird dogging, you know? You get me the man that can do the job, I'll talk to him.
Well, I can make the phone calls when your email comes in, and I will, okay? But they're gonna say, where is the device? And I'll say, I don't have the device, but I know this really smart guy. He's a genius.
I know Guy has it.
Yeah. Well,
Guy has it
he has the one that wobbles, but I don't care if it wobbles. But I'll say, I don't really have the device, but I know this guy he's a really smart genius. And by the way, he's spending 43 years in prison. You know, so
right. If we can find somebody who's interested. Well, Trump spends hundreds of millions here and hundreds of millions there, and the people that run his businesses are very successful people. And if we can get one of them, if I can talk one of them into being interested, I don't think it would be hard to find the $5,000 to build it. I just don't think so.
Yeah.
But day after day, I waited 6 years for Roland. I couldn't get Roland to do diddly squat, nothing. You know, all he did was oppose me and deliberately destroy everything I built.
Yeah, but it's like crying over spilt milk at this point, right? And let me say this: if I
it is because he's totally stupid.
Well,
you know.
Yeah, he's your father, and I know he loves you. Y'all might have. Yeah, I can tell.
I know I love him too, but he's still stupid.
Okay. Let me say this: it's more than just $5,000 to come build this motor, because you got you got almost that much from a donor before, and they used it for the CNC machine, and now.
Well, if you read Trump's book, he talks about an ice skating rink that they built it wrong 3 times, and he took over and built it right once.
Yeah.
You know.
So the issue.
There's some people that just can't get anything done. If a guy's on the street and he's a bum, it's probably because he's a bum.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, I've hired people that are bums and tried to give them a life, and it just didn't work out because they were bums.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
The thing I noticed about Trump's book is he's a lot like me. I mean, I'm over here thinking about putting a transformer somewhere that makes $250,000 a month for our company. I'm always thinking I owed $1 million on equipment, you know, for copy machines and cars, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Says, we don't want to borrow any money. I would borrow $100 million today to get done what I need done.
That's because you have the talent. That's because you have the talent and the skill to back up all the inventions that you've invented.
I know.
You know, if I thought $5,000 would get your invention built and get you out of prison, I would work my butt off to come up with $5,000 somehow, some way. But I think it's going to make me poorer, and it's not going to accomplish anything. You know, so
it might.
Yeah. You know,
all I'm trying to say is if you get me in touch with somebody who works, that manages a 3,000-room hotel, who has a $2 million power bill, they would be so excited about being able to drop their power bill by 50%. They would just literally, I could get on the phone and help them get it done. Because I'd be working with somebody that actually gets something done.
Yeah, you. Have you sent me the?
I'm working your butt off.
Yeah, have you sent me? You sent me the names and the numbers, right?
I did. I sent you some names. I don't have their phone numbers.
Okay, I'll try to find their phone numbers. I'm going to call them and I'll leave voicemails.
If you were to find out Trump's properties and call their, I told you I used to do bedspreads.
Yeah.
I did all the bedspreads, you know.
Yeah.
For all these casinos.
Yeah.
Every casino has what's called an executive office. You've got one department in charge of beverage. You got one department in charge of the laundry. You got one department in charge of paying the power bill and the other miscellaneous bills. What you need is to talk to the executive offices and make an appointment just to tell them what we got.
Let me practice real quick.
He said.
Yeah, these damn phone calls with you go by so quick, and we don't get a chance to really cover anything. And let me practice. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, my name is Rudy Davis. Can I speak to Executive Joe Blow? That whatever name you gave me. Hello, Mr. Joe Blow. My name is Rudy Davis. I run a Christian prison ministry in Texas, and I have a prisoner who's an absolute genius. He's invented a Galt motor that can save you millions of dollars with an invention that he's created. We have a YouTube video that actually demonstrates it. And is there any way that you would be interested in speaking to this man? Because I would love to put him in direct contact with you so that he could speak in depth.
I would say,
is that how my conversation goes?
I would find out who's in charge of the department you're looking for, and then ask if there's an assistant you can talk to.
Okay.
Because it's hard to get to the head guy. And then I would say to him, there's no such thing as perpetual motion. Everybody knows there's no such thing, and the U.S. Patent Office will not give a patent for any device that's perpetual motion. But I got a guy that has a device that makes electricity for a lot cheaper. It's so much cheaper, in fact, that I think we could actually be able to drop your power bill by 50% if we installed this equipment. And he's in prison. He would like to talk to you about it. You can go look at the YouTube video. In other words, I believe in honest.
This call is from a federal prison.
We're saying we can do is impossible. I would challenge him to ask me some questions and to put me to the test.
Yeah, that's what that's a good, you put a good thought in my head. Look, I'll say that I understand you may be a bit apprehensive. You may be a bit suspicious, but I'm going to, when this guy calls you, put him to the test. Ask him any question you care to ask him, and he will have an answer because he has proven himself before. He was set up and framed, and that'll be the way I approach it. You need to put this guy to the test because I believe in him. There's many other people who believe in him, and that's the way I'll approach it.
And you could also say something like, to be quite honest with you, he knows that Mr. Trump put this management team in place on your property, and he believes in Mr. Trump, and he knows that you wouldn't be there unless you were a quality person. That's why he wants to offer it to you, to have you analyze it, and to find out what you think of it, because Trump only hires the best of the best. In other words,
I'll do my best, man. You're doing the suck up, salesman thing. I'm the opposit of a salesman. I'm just like, here's a freaking invention that'll save. Yeah, but I'm just like, here's a freaking invention that'll save you a ton of money. Do you want it or not?
Do you remember what Scott Cantor said? He said, it's like selling sunshine. If that thing works, it's like selling sunshine.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Look. I used to give lectures on infectious diseases. Everybody has calcium carbonate out there. They call them Tums pills. They put it in the Cheerios. That causes bone spurs and kidney stones. I actually ordered calcium metal and made a drink that you drink.
Yeah.
Iron in Geritol is poisonous. If you swallow a bottle of Geritol, it'll cause you to have a heart attack.
Wow.
So there is a lot of fraud in everything. And President Trump right now is drinking citric acid, which is not vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is vitamin C. Citric acid is a preservative made by Monsanto that causes you to get cancer better.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get cancer, acid water, that'll do it for you.
If I send you a hardback book, will they rip off the covers and give it to you?
They'd probably just send it back.
Oh, God. Okay. I hate these prison mail policy crap. Okay, we'll do the best we can.
But anyway, I was just going to say, if you could, I would like to work in Vegas anyway. Why don't you start with those 2 casinos in Vegas that Trump owns and see if you could talk to the executive offices about who would be in charge of the utility bill. That would be... Start low and work your way up a little bit,
Okay.
Now, I'm not trying to take up all your... I will promise you this. If we build one and you get me in touch with somebody, I'm going to split the money. Every month you'll get half of the $250,000.
I just want you to get out.
Expenses. You want to help prisoners. You can help prisoners if we had some money.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. I'm with you, okay? And it's not like we're not trying.
Because you know what I want?
It always hangs up on us. These 15 minutes go by so quick, and you barely have enough time to get any sort of detailed, in-depth conversation before it cuts us off, and then It's just what it is. I mean, I'm surprised this man has maintained his sanity for the past 15 plus years, going on 16, I think. And, you know, he's going to die in prison unless something miraculous happens. And I pray that something miraculous does happen. I pray that you write him a letter, and I pray that you keep David Hinkson in your prayers.